This is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And today we have a question which was not specifically asked of the vlog, but which I found on one of our Witch School social media pages and thought would be good to answer. And Joanna McAlpin made a comment in response to a palmistry post, and her comment was this. Joanna remarks that her two hands are very different, and which one is she supposed to read? And this is a very sensible question if you are not already educated on palmistry. And the answer is that in palmistry we read both hands, but we read them differently because most people's hands are in fact quite different. And in palmistry, the left hand represents potential, what can be, but not necessarily what is, while the right hand represents the present manifestation and what is likely to come from it. So you would look at the right hand for what the person is manifesting in their life now, and most likely to manifest in their future, but you'd look at the left hand to see what else might be possible and what things may not simply have yet been brought to the fore. And my own hands are very similar, but they weren't always. And one of the things people I think often don't realize is that their hands do change through life. And it's generally a good idea if you are a devotee of palmistry to have your hands looked at on a regular basis once or twice a year because they can change very quickly on occasion. And certainly, as I say, my hands now are very similar, but 30 years ago there was a distinct difference between the left and the right hand. And I would say that the reason that they're similar now is that I have worked on manifesting my potential and the two hands have come into sync. Another thing about hands is that some people have a great many lines on their hand, and some people have very few, and this is not a function of either age or use. My mother, for example, at the end of her life, had very few but very deep lines in her hands. I, at the beginning of my life, had very many, often rather shallow lines in my hand, as well as a few deep ones. This basically has to do with the nature of the life, and this sort of thing is very important in palmistry. It's not only the exact position or character of the lines, but also how many there are overall, how deeply they're incised, etc. There are a great many variables. And you can learn about palmistry in our second degree course, and you can get the second degree book at corestore.co if you're interested. But there are very many variables in palmistry, and it's a very interesting subject. But again, the two hands are different and they do change. So one palm reading for a lifetime is not nearly enough. It's something you want to stay on in much the same way that a natal chart in astrology will tell you a great deal, but if you continue to look at your astrology throughout life, you'll learn far more. So those are my thoughts on the subject. I hope you find them helpful, and until next time, may you blessed be. Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you for Pagans Tonight Radio. Pagans Tonight Radio is an online radio network with different hosts and different shows 7 nights a week. There's something for every taste, including Spanish language programming on Saturday evening. Check out paganstonight.com today.